Ella.
The sterile scent of antiseptic fills the air as a nurse wheels in a wheelchair, an apparent prison for my mobility. I look at it with disgust because I am pretty capable of walking and don't need it. Roman's hand goes up before I can voice a protest. Hospital rules, baby. No exceptions. He says. But I'm perfectly. Get in the fucking wheelchair, Ella. He says, but not with any hostility. There's a playful smirk on his face, so I have to relent. Rolling my eyes, I give in and lower myself into the wheelchair, wincing as I feel the soreness that still permeates my muscles and joints. A primal part of Roman flares up. I can see it in the way his eyes darken, in the way his posture changes. He's in full alpha mode just because I sucked in a breath through my teeth. I should have been the one to wheel you. He mutters, so low only I can hear, and I nearly burst out laughing at his overprotectiveness as the nurse begins to push me through the maze of hospital hallways. You'd probably flip the chair in your protective frenzy. I retort, sensing his discontent and annoyance. He chuckles, a sound I've missed, and for a moment, I forget we're in a hospital. Damn fucking right, I will. He grumbles, that possessive look not leaving his eyes. When we reach the front desk, he starts to fuss again, barking instructions at the nurses, confirming my prescriptions. I look on in disbelief as the nurses cower in front of him, running to do as he asks and demands. Roman, chill. I'm fine. I snap, slightly irritated but also secretly appreciating his care. He looks at me with his eyebrow quirked up as if I just told him he can't be alpha anymore. Fine? The word. Fine. Is currently out of your dictionary, Ella, he fires back, his eyes scanning our surroundings like he expects some danger to leap out from behind the waiting room seats. So I just sigh really loud, cross my arms and wait for his tantrum to be over with so we can leave. The sliding doors part as we leave, and the late afternoon sun blinds me for a second. God, how I've missed the real world, its chaotic beauty, its array of smells, its unpredictability. The hospital felt like a life-size dollhouse, everything was artificial, even the caring smiles. However, the moment we step out of the hospital, the atmosphere shifts palpably. Roman exudes a different energy, brooding, almost storm-like. When we reach the car, a sleek black SUV, he practically lifts me into the seat. It's as if I've suddenly transformed into fragile china in his eyes, then he reaches over to fasten my seatbelt. Roman, I can buckle my own seatbelt. I laugh, my eyes locking onto his. They're filled with a mixture of amusement and something deeper, something I can only describe as love. I know you can, but indulge me, okay? I need to do this, he pleads. There's a vulnerability in his voice that tugs at my heart. I nod, letting him have this moment, this need to feel like he's protecting me. He keeps glancing over his shoulder as soon as the car pulls away. He's worried, but he's trying not to show it. I notice a motorcade of 3 black SUVs tailing us discreetly, which should elevate the tension, but it seems to add to it. What's wrong? I ask, my voice tinged with concern. Nothing for you to worry about, he says. His words are casual, but I know better. Why is he so worried about this? I don't think anyone would attack us in broad daylight in front of humans anyway. I sigh, leaning back into the seat. Safety is an illusion we wrap ourselves in, but for now, wrapped in Roman's care, it feels almost real. Almost. Hey, why do we have a motorcade? I decide to ask. And why are there 3 unmarked black SUVs tailing us? Roman's eyes met mine briefly before returning to the road. There's not much I can do if someone decides to ram into this vehicle, so I can't be too careful. You're important to me, Ella. His words, laced with sincerity, stun me a little. Roman had always been guarded, almost elusive, when it came to his feelings. So having him like this, so worried for me and making sure we're okay, it's jarring, almost. Is everything okay? I ask. I'm bracing myself for another revelation, another layer to his complicated world that he's just begun to share. Yes, just standard precautions, he says, but his furrowed brows say otherwise. His grip tightens on my hand as he murmurs something into his phone. He turns to me, his eyes filled with a mix of regret and relief. I'm sorry, it's just, I can't bear the thought of putting you in harm's way again. He's fussing, shifting in his seat, checking his phone, looking out the windows, but he's doing it quietly, as though the storm inside him doesn't dare to break free. It astounds me how his attitude has changed in the last 24 hours. How he's gone from grumpy alpha who wanted nothing to do with me, to this, caring, loving man who would move the world just to keep me safe. I know he's a red flag, all the signs point to it. But isn't red just the prettiest color? As we pull up to the pack house, Roman is already out of the car before I can even unbuckle my seatbelt. He comes around to my side and opens the door, offering his hand to help me out. Thanks, but I can manage, I say, taking a step out of the car. You may be able to manage, but that doesn't mean you should have to, Roman replies, his eyes never leaving me as I make my way to the door. Once we're inside, that familiar comfort washes over me. The scent of pine and earth mingles in the air, a comforting reminder that I'm back where I belong. I can't believe it's only been a few short weeks that I've been here, but it already feels like home. When we get to our bedroom, Roman seems poised to follow me to the bathroom, worry still etched on his face. I turn around and scoff, throwing my hands in the air. You don't have to follow me everywhere, you know. I'm capable of using the restroom by myself, Roman. Having the nerve to look insulted, he says, I know you're capable, Ella, but nothing. You're waiting outside, Alpha, end of story. He sighs, but finally relents. All right, fine. I'll be right here, though, just in case you need anything. I shut the bathroom door behind me and lean against it for a moment. This is Roman, the same guy who's always been a by-the-books alpha, never showing much sentiment, and he's being tender, even clingy? Sighing, I strip off the clothes I'm wearing and run myself a shower, thankful to get rid of the sterile smell from my skin. I've healed nicely, although there will be scars in my neck from that gray wolf's teeth. But those are scars I'll gladly wear. After my shower, I change into some comfortable clothing of cotton joggers and a tank top and find him in the kitchen, chopping vegetables with the precision of a surgeon. I flush just looking at him. How can something so normal look so hot? His hair is doing that Roman thing again, too. Shut up, ovaries. So, you're a jack of all trades now, Nikoliev? I ask as I walk up to him, my mouth watering just watching his biceps flex as he chops. Master of all trades, you mean? He grins without looking up. Cooking is a practical skill. Especially when takeout isn't an option. Sitting down at the kitchen island, I watch him work. So, Mr. Practical Skill, what else don't I know about you? Pausing, he wipes his hands on a towel and looks up at me. Well, I can play the guitar. Really? I ask, actually surprised at this. I never took him for the music type. Yeah, my mom taught me, he says, shrugging. Haven't played in a long time, though. What made you stop? I ask, genuinely curious, but I think I already know the answer. His eyes go distant and it's like I hit the nail right on the head. Life got complicated. Priorities changed. And after she passed, it just didn't feel the same. I think back to Caden's words, how Roman has never really been a child, or even a normal teenager, and my heart breaks for him. How he never got to experience small things like a high school dance, or sloppy first kisses. He's always had to be perfect, always had to keep the pack first, before anything and anyone else, even himself. It's like I'm looking at him for the first time, seeing him in the light he always tries to hide. We sit in silence for a few minutes as he returns to his cooking. Eventually, he speaks up. You know, I didn't really have a reason to cook before. Takeout or pack meals were just easier. But today, I want to make something special, something that isn't just sustenance, but feels like home. I'm touched by his honesty and feel my face warming up. This is a side of Roman I've never seen, yet it feels like I'm discovering something that was always there. Hidden, but not lost. The side I got a peek at when he was Jay, the side I fell in love with. Thank you, Roman. I really appreciate that, I say, and when he gives me a coy smile, I just about melt. He walks around the kitchen island and comes to stand next to me, slipping his arms around my waist. I meant what I said before, I am all in with this, Ella. No more masks, no more lies. You'll get the deepest parts of me, the side of me no one else will ever see. I draw my hand to his face and caress his stubbled cheek while my heart threatens to explode. I wouldn't have it any other way, Alpha. His eyes seem to darken when I call him that, and I file it away for later use because I'm a sucker for punishment and will probably goad him with it later. After a long, drawn-out kiss that has the roots of my hair tingling, he goes back to preparing our meal while I sit there and watch him. Honestly, it's better than TV. After about an hour or so, he plates up the food and sets a dish in front of me. "Hope you like it," he says. Taking a bite, the flavors explode in my mouth, a perfect blend of spices, chicken cooked to perfection. I literally have to stop myself from moaning at the delicious taste. Can one have a foodgasm? Because I just think I had one. "This is amazing," I say, looking into his eyes. He sits across from me, and for a moment, it's as if we're the only two people in the world. "Glad you like it, baby," he says, and that endearment has me feeling all kinds of fuzzy. We continue to eat in a comfortable silence as my heart swells. The Roman I'm getting to know now is someone I could easily spend the rest of my life discovering. Layer by layer, moment by moment, When we're finished, he leans across the table and our lips meet. It's a soft, lingering kiss, a promise. I taste the depth of his emotions, and it leaves me intoxicated. I know what I'd like for dessert, but I know you're dying to get into bed right now," he says with a smirk and a low growl that sets my core alight. "But just know that once you're healed up, I'm showing you who you belong to, little bird." Bye, ovaries.
Roman.
The first rays of sunlight filter through the curtains, casting a soft glow over the room. Ella lies nestled in my arms, her head on my chest. Her rhythmic breathing lulls me into a serene trance. I never thought I could feel this way, so utterly content, my normally restless mind at ease. I knew the moment I admitted my feelings to her that things would change, but I hadn't expected this blissful calm. It's different from every other morning we've spent together, it's more real. My fingers lightly brush over her hair, and I feel a tranquility I didn't know existed. I've admitted my feelings, laid bare my soul's craving for her, and the weightlessness I feel now is a stark contrast to the walls I had built around myself. How did I go so long without knowing this peace? This is more than two bodies sharing a bed. This is souls intertwining, a new definition of home. I glance at Ella's peaceful face, her eyes still closed in sleep, and I'm gripped by a protective intensity that's both exhilarating and terrifying. She was attacked, injured, and I wasn't there to prevent it. I can't afford to fail her again, I won't. Gently, I kiss the top of her head, taking in the scent of her hair, which smells like lavender and a hint of mint. She stirs, her eyes fluttering open, and when her gaze meets mine, my heart swells. There's a sweet, almost shy smile on her lips.
"Good morning,"
she murmurs, her voice thick with sleep.
"I was so scared I'd wake up and find this was all a dream."
A pang of guilt courses through me at her words. No matter how good this feels, I can't forget that I've hurt her before.
"Good morning, baby."
I'm not going anywhere again, I promise. She sighs softly, laying her hand on my chest, right over my heart, and curls more into my embrace. The way her body relaxes against mine feels perfect. I could lay like this all day with you, but I suppose a Luna can't sleep in. I tighten my grip around her, pulling her closer to me. "Weaken if it's the Alpha's orders," I say, and she peers up at me, her eyebrow raised. "What? Think I won't use my position just for that?" She chuckles, and it makes my heart skip a beat. "Oh, I know you have the authority to do that, Alpha. I just don't think you should." Gods, I love it when she calls me Alpha. I want to hear her calling me what when she's on her knees for me, submitting and taking my cock into that pretty little mouth of hers. The image is enough to make me lose my fucking mind. Excuse me, what exactly was that?" she says, and something tells me I've just given my feelings away with a growl. So I do what any aroused as fuck man would do, I flip us around so I'm on top of her. With my hard cock right against her warm center, I let out a low growl again and watch as her pupils blow out. I think I might just call in sick today, I say, wanting to devour her right fucking now. "Roman, what?" I shut her up with a kiss that has her moaning, and it makes my cock throb with need. For weeks we danced around each other, not giving in to what we both wanted. But now that I have her, I intend to show her just how much I fucking crave her. Breaking off the kiss and drag my lips over the length of her jawline, and gently pepper kisses over the scars on her neck. Her breath hitches in her throat and her heartbeat is hammering like a hummingbird's wings right now. I move my kisses down her chest and lift her tank top over the swell of her breasts before taking both in my hands and groaning. Roman? She whispers, her breath catching when I run my tongue over one hardened nipple while gently pinching the other. What are you doing? I'm having breakfast, baby. I murmur against her skin. You don't want to leave your alpha starved, do you?
Roman.
The weight of pack leadership has always been a double-edged sword, necessary but heavy. Sitting at my large oak desk, I sift through a pile of reports, budgets, and minor grievances when my eyes stray over to Ella. Leaning back in my leather chair, I watch Ella's eyes scan the pages of ancient texts. She's engrossed, and I can almost see the gears turning in her mind. I'm caught between the temptation to just admire her from across the room and the desire to engage her, to be a part of whatever is captivating her so much. Back to work, she says softly to herself, refocusing on the next grimoire in her stack, but what she doesn't know is that she's become an essential part of my work. An aspect of my life that I didn't even realize was missing until she filled it. Fuck it, I can't sit quietly when she's right here.
You know, you could just ask me if you want to know about my deep, dark pack secrets.
I tease, setting aside the papers. She looks up with a playful grin, her eyes shimmering like a challenge. Where's the fun in that? Maybe I'm trying to uncover something you don't even know.
Is that so?
I arch an eyebrow, intrigued by her sass, but not surprised. Ella always has a knack for keeping me on my toes. It's endearing and sexy as fuck.
Still gunning for my job, are you?
Chuckling, she sticks out her tongue at me and a growl rumbles in my chest. The sound makes her blush and I shoot her a wink.
Man, you're distracting.
She huffs and looks down at the open book in front of her again. I continue to watch her, but then she pauses, frowning slightly, and I wonder what's confusing her.
You know, generations of alphas have read those texts. Many can't make heads or tails of them.
I explain, remembering how those books used to annoy the shit out of me. Faded Cyrillic and English texts are never a good thing to hand to an 18-year-old. She looks up and smiles. It's fascinating, but extremely frustrating. Did you know your pack has a history of powerful witches? It's incredible. I chuckle, amused by her enthusiasm.
I did, actually. You're not the only one who reads around here, you know.
A sassy grin forms on her lips and I bite back a growl.
Oh, so Mr. Alpha reads more than just strategy documents and personnel reports?
Hard to believe, right? I say, smiling back at her. But yes, it helps to know where you come from, even if the old alphas had different ideals than I do. Idiots, but powerful idiots. Her eyes meet mine, twinkling.
Oh, so are you saying you can decipher all of this better than the alphas before you?
My grin widens.
I never said that. Some of those tomes are more cryptic than my Aunt Marlene after a bottle of wine.
Ella laughs, the sound airy and soothing.
Well, in that case, I'm honored to be among the enlightened few who find themselves puzzled by your family heirlooms.
A genuine smile crosses my face.
Don't underestimate yourself, little bird. You're more enlightened than you give yourself credit for.
Her eyes meet mine, and I see genuine curiosity there. She leans forward and braces her chin on her closed fists.
So, tell me something about yourself that isn't in these books, Alpha Roman.
I pause, considering the question. She asked me something similar yesterday, and I said something throwaway like the fact that I can play guitar. So I go for something easier than the fact that I like seeing the life leave someone's eyes. Well, I make a killer beef stew. It's a recipe from my grandmother. How about you? Got any hidden talents I should know about? She laughs, shaking her head.
You'll have to wait and see. But I can tell you that I'm a damn good judge of character.
Is that so? And what does your judgment say about me? I ask, intrigued and honestly curious about her answer. Ella puts the book down and leans back, her eyes sizing me up as if she's reading a particularly complex passage.
I'd say you're a man of many layers, Roman. Each one as complicated as the last.
Before I can spin another playful line, the door bursts open, and Caden walks in, instantly changing the atmosphere. His face taut and his jaw clenched. Something's wrong. I can smell the tension in the air, as real and telling as any spoken word. The tension that follows is palpable, cutting through the warmth we'd created like a knife.
Sorry, Roman, but this couldn't wait.
Caden says, handing over a thick file. Reports from the Northern Territory, Alpha Simeon. 5 families are dead. No clues left. Nothing. My eyes skim through the report quickly. It's bad. Worse than anything we've seen in a long time. I look up to meet Caden's gaze.
This happened in my territory?
Yeah, that's what makes it even more disturbing. No signs of struggle, just gone. They weren't just wiped out, they were fucking obliterated. Caden replies, his voice laced with frustration. No evidence left behind either. It's like they were killed by ghosts. I feel Ella's eyes on me, but I can't meet them right now. This is the weight of my responsibility as Alpha crashing down, and I feel like this is the goddess way of punishing me for taking it easy and saying I choose Ella over my duty.
Fuck. Were they big names up north?
I ask, and Caden shakes his head as I read through the occupations with wide eye.
Fuck, they were just normal people.
The crime scene pictures are grim. It's like someone wanted to make a point or send a message. A sliver of unease ripples down my spine, and I can't help thinking this was a message meant for me.
Keep this between us for now,
I say, closing the file and sliding it into my desk drawer.
Prepare a team and get the jet ready. I want to leave in the next hour.
Caden nods, hesitating for a moment before asking,
Should we inform the council?
No.
Not yet. I want to see it myself first.
A chill runs down my spine. I feel my fists clenching at my sides. 5 families, Cade? How the hell does something like this happen under our watch?
I wish I fucking knew, Ro, but I'll tighten security around here after you leave. Something tells me this was meant for us.
He says, and again, I hate that he can read me so well. Ella, still holding the grimoire she was reading, sets it down on the coffee table in front of her. What are you going to do, Roman? Go out there by yourself? I can see concern shadowing her features, and it hits me that she's now a part of this world, for better or worse. I can feel the weight of her question, and it's a weight I've carried since becoming Alpha. This is my territory, my responsibility. Of course I have to go there by myself. I shoot my brother a look of caution. Caden nods, understanding the urgency, and moves toward the door. Before he exits, he turns back to me.
Are you sure you want to do this personally, Roman?
Why are you even asking me that? I say with a ferocity that even takes me by surprise. If someone or something is threatening my pack, I want to look it in the eyes when I put it down. Caden nods again as he exits, leaving the room thick with a tension that feels almost tangible. I move around my desk and sit next to Ella, who looks up at me with a mix of concern and curiosity.
Do you want to come with me?
The question is out of my mouth before I can overthink it. It's an unguarded moment, one where my concern for her safety is warring with my desire to keep her close. There's no fucking way I'm letting her out of my sight again, and since I said we're doing this together, I can use that as an excuse to keep her by my side. Ella hesitates, the question seemingly taking a while to register in her head. But when it does, her eyes widen and her mouth falls open in a silent gasp. Yes, she finally says, her voice quieter than usual but steady. If you think I won't be in the way, I'd like to be there with you. Relief washes over me. You could never be in the way, I assure her. Get ready, we leave in an hour. As Caden assembles a reconnaissance team, I realize that my role as an Alpha and my role as Ella's, whatever we are, have just converged. There's no separating the person I am as Alpha and the one I am with her after this. She's going to see a darker, grittier part of my life, and yet she chooses to stand by my side. That fact doesn't just warm my heart, it ignites it. As much as I want to protect her and keep her out of danger, or just lock her the fuck up away from anything that could harm her, I know I can't. I promised her we'd do this as one. I just didn't think danger would rear its ugly as fuck head so soon.